you like any series that Liquid plays in with that preface, and that's when it gets very scary. So expecting Liquid to start hot, start aggressive. But the problem being, if that gets stamped... Oh, Yampi's got a hat on now. Important to know. But if that gets stamped out early in this half, I don't want them to go back inside themselves.
The double stack. This is nice. This is really nice. It's trying to play in. Really well capitalized by Yampy. I'm surprised he actually got that. They were completely set up to catch
Cloud
that
as
long
well?
push. And somehow Cloud's found Link, which was... I don't know where he's found that from. So it's now a 4v3. They have the split coming in through Hookah. 2 up long. Spike is in the hands of Scream. Wall can at least give some sort of ferry cross towards that B site, and you can see them all sat in the back towards CT. You still have that little bit of a maybe late play coming from the Raze through TP. There it is from Dinks. And already Yampy finds Arch. So at this point, we're looking at the key kills here. Cryptic's going to deny the flank. That's huge. Yampy trying to find the timing on the site. He gets overwhelmed. Now, Cryptic's has been noted, but the spike plant isn't for him. He has to make his way towards site, and the cross is being watched. Cloud gets the first, and Liquid going to be shaken by this. This was not how that was meant to start, and you want to get Na'Vi off that hot streak they're probably feeling for themselves right now. As said, these boys are probably just happy to be wearing the jerseys. They got picked up by the Dream Team, right? Anyone in the CIS knows Na'Vi. They are your household name. They are the ones to look at. And yes, Gambit, I'd argue, yeah, they're the big name in Valorant for now, but, you know, Na'Vi is a historic banner to be under. And the same can be said for Liquid, but right now one of them's on point, one's picked up the pistol, and one's not.
Yeah, and I think a couple of indicators there. Again, Liquid not afraid to come out swinging, but the thing, if that happens in a couple of rounds now, when we think about, you know, the first 2 buy rounds at least from Liquid, that willingness to run up and be aggressive and find these entries get stamped out, that's when I don't want to see Liquid take a step back, because this composition, again, you gotta find something on attack. You gotta find your groove there. And SSK actually gonna find Soulcast all the way at the bottom of Fountain. Liquid holding onto short right now. It looks like actually gonna opt to push forward. Dinks does have the Marshal. Not going to actually spam anything through that cage now, but Yampy separated slightly with the spike, and Dinks will find Link over in Shower.
Okay, site has been garnered, control's being had, but they need the spike plant. Now, Na'Vi outweighted the utility. They still held back, they didn't overcommit, they didn't overpush, and now the punish begins. Yampy's down to 10 HP, and this is Cinderella story if he ever could convert, and he can't. Na'Vi's patience pays dividends, and once again, you're going to see them on 2 rounds. This is great stuff for Alive, clinical, clean, and yeah, they allowed Liquid a little bit of play towards the site, right? But it was just patience. They just held back. They didn't allow the spike plant to come in. They didn't get overly flustered. They didn't feed into it, and a great hold from Na'Vi.
Patience is one of the big positives I took away from Icebox as well. Talking about that A site hold, particularly Dinks on the back of that being the one to take a step back and just say, let them burn utility, right? Let Yampy dash in. Let them waste the Leers, and actually take away some of those, you know, key components of that composition on the previous map, and they could have left that. They have nothing but these aim duels to rely on. But look at this. The TP comes through here. Yampy ready to greet them. The pitch is perfect. Link and Yampy find kills. Now Arch isolated in Showers also. Great start from Liquid.
What a gorgeous read. Hypok, that felt like they had that one under wraps, right? The aggression towards long, forcing them into TP, the double stack that side, whether it be that, yeah, they were actually maybe building towards Showers control, but the quick adjustment was great, but Cloud still found value. Now, he's the Danger Man still alive, only 26 HP though, that's not ideal. The others are on the leftover weaponry on the bonus round as such. Cloud not getting the information he wanted. Liquid are playing this patiently. They're not overcommitting just yet. They got the initial strike and they struck hard. So now they can start building up towards this A piece. Now it's on Arch to do some work here as well. Cloud trying to do what he can with 5 HP. It ain't much, but he's held them back long enough here. This is buying a little bit of time, maybe causing some paranoia to build, but they're still committing off the back of this.
Shock Dart going to do a lot of damage as well on the way in.
Link.
Yep. All the way down to 14 HP.
They haven't checked Shower. Hypoc, they haven't checked shower. That's spawn denied. 25 seconds now. Gonna put that down. That's gonna be more time being built. Forced out of the default plan. Cloud, just stay alive, just live. You have so much value just being alive at this point. Through the TP they go. And you're gonna see the Astra trying to dash across as quickly as they can, but Dino can't make it there in time. He pulled the rotation. 11 seconds now. Spike's on the way. TP taken by Archie once in. He doesn't quite get in. Scream denies. Holds him back at the door, but there we go. Dino, big shot. Scream, he's down. He wants the fall. Dino, he's got support. It's all on Soulcast in a 1v1, but the HP is so dire for Cloud. And Soulcast saves the day, but at what cost?
Everything but that Vandal. Again, Navi's main objective there is to quell any of this momentum. And initially, I'm not sure exactly where this information is, got lost along the way. There was utility invested towards showers, right? In the early round. And then somehow they just completely lose track of that. I don't know if it's a major oversight or what, but nobody actively or holding an active angle on showers at least. When Link tried to get that plant, and it got dicey.
Get out of my way.
Now we get into the big fight.
Ooh. It's an operator. Immediately gone.
Yeah. SSK waiting on the other side of the screen. Shows a little bit of presence, but that's instantly swept aside, retaken by SSK, and that's really nice territory being garnered. He's going to be able to at least kind of allow that rotation to come in from Dino to maybe get towards that A site early. But the Viper's still here. Adjusted position now will be lazily checked by Yampi. Actually going to lose his life for it. A 1-for-1 trade out. Not too bad, not ideal, but it would at least give information across. Now more garnered as well from the Sova. Cloud doing well to relay this information. The flank's slowly building, but it's still a way off from SSK, so the plant's going to come in. A little bit of chip damage again. Working away, Dino catching the playoff. Oh, I thought he could have followed up. That would have been sublime, but he can't. Soulcast again controlling. The kills he's getting are absolutely key, and now I don't think this has got any legs to it. Cloud could do some more damage, but I think Liquid have this one sewn up.
You should do at least, because SSK I got lost in that flank. Have to reset all the way towards B. Scream will find Cloud, and SSK a little bit disconnected here. 3 will survive from Liquid. They will tie things up. And an important thing to note there, again, is this... I'm not sure if that's going to be a regular occurrence, but Dink's kind of... I don't want to say being unorthodox, but the early peak there with the operator isn't something we saw a lot of on Icebox to fight for this early control, at least on defense. So maybe just planting a few seeds to maybe even counteract that previous round towards TP, right? At least force Liquid away from that, not give it up for free entirely.
I wonder if SSK is trying to get that good read going towards playing through Hookah down towards mid a little bit, but at this point, Navi looking maybe damage dealing would be the name of the game, get some guns away, but a similar piece here as to when we saw Navi take that TP out of desperation and get caught on the other side. Not the case here. Soulcast maintains presence towards long, and for now they hold a bit of a, I don't say a default, they are taking control towards Shower. They are trying to get a little bit of presence noted. And there's the ult being built towards Link, very close now.
Yampi finds nothing inside showers. No real progress towards B, at least. Soulcast and Scream still hovering around Fountain. You can see SSK once again tucked inside Hooker, and Dinks will actually punish Cryptics. And left there on that fact finder. And that will be the catalyst, I think, the green light for Liquid to proceed towards
SSK,
B now.
dude.
Yeah.
Tell me that doesn't make you nervous, because it's making me nervous.
He's completely unchecked as well. Liquid completely...
I thought, if Dino does even just a little, oh, I can't do it. Soulcast, how's he gotten away with that? Well, he takes it every day of the week. Now, ult is popped, and still no one's checking on this. SSK, how much damage can you do? Can you be the Grim Reaper playing him through Hookah? Spots out one. Actually instantly quelled by Link. Huge pickup of a frag by Link there. Denying the danger man. That's rifle removed. There was one garnered by Dink though, so there is still a little bit of danger coming through Hookah, but Liquid have this site under wraps. Now it is a 3v2. Make it a 3v1. And Cloud's position noted. Scream wants it. Scream gets it. And a good confidence round from Scream there. Very well managed and maintained by Liquid. There was a couple of dangerous moments, right? But they were all maintained, all managed.
Was there, again, thinking back to that round with Arch going unchecked once again in showers, it's things like when you see 4 of Liquid go towards long,
yeah,
and those kind of secondary threats, right, the ones that build towards that late round, being well handled. Even on a lesser purchase, pistols really in the mix there for NAVI. But back on weapons now. Viper's bit available, Hunter's Fury, Cosmic Divide, and Dink's actually well away from the showstopper. Arch slow down the Viper's bit off the rip. Try and get some control towards Garden at least. At least negate that push coming through. But Hooker wide open right now. SSK holding onto an angle, I think on top of double stack, right?
Looks
Yeah, he's
like
boosted up, yeah.
Oh, it works quite nicely with the ult. To see if it pays off though. We still have Link and Soulcast working through here. Not a common angle, but wonder if it's in the repertoire for them to check. Arch does need to live in this, and SSK, the tracking could not have been better. Soulcast put to the grave, and Arch now looking to strike. The shaky aim, it works! Say goodbye, Arch. Great play coming out. Yampy and Cryptix feeling the Kiebi sort of aim hitting real hard as Scream, your last one alive. And this set piece from Na'Vi, again off the back of the ultimate, just kind of maintaining control and composure, is perfect. Scream looking for that gateway, that first step to maybe recovery in SSK's position. Retaking this space, it's unpredictable, it's hard to consider. Scream has, however, managed to find him regardless. And there's Arch. Good play coming in between Arch and SSK. Well handled, and again, it's hard to kind of define this right. I'm looking at it when Liquid win, it looks really clean cut, and you know, they seem to have a really good read. They pull rotations correctly, they punish rotations, they've been taking great side control, but then Na'Vi in that round just looked blisteringly good.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Again, it's on the back of just that first piece of the puzzle. The Viper's bit invested, and again, the setup behind it. I think actually as well, the orbital strike to force Arch out of that initially was a good response from Liquid, but unfortunately Soulcast getting toppled at the final hurdle just as he got towards spawn. So here's Liquid again. Now Dinks has leaned away, and Arch have both leaned away from the showers push here, but again, it's going to take Liquid, you know, 15 to 20 seconds to clear this in the early round. Just get up close. And elsewhere, Na'Vi find progress on the back of that. Soulcast with a showstopper, but he's actually prevented on short. The gravity well keeps him in place.
It's nastiness. Now that's a great freebie back, but Dinks is so aware of the pressure coming through from Shower, and the offset timing now allowed him to turn and allows him to get back to business. At least finds one more towards Cryptix, forcing the rest to come out. It's a 3v2, but SSK is a mile away. Dino, position revealed, has to speed up the pace. It tries to find the quick fight, does. Scream eliminated. One towards the site itself, still going to play that Astra out. We know they like this, said already in interviews. Yampy has been let loose though. They've lost track of him. And SSK on the rotation. Ult comes in. Can they divide this? Can they predict Yampy? No. Yampy's position is the one that's key. SSK going to use this timing to try and get closer, clearing these angles as best he can. Yampy has retracted back towards lamps. And now they're double stacked towards this. SSK trying to figure this out, put together the pieces. An unfavorable fight on the corner. Very well played by Yampy. Individually, maintained everything he needed. And Liquid getting away with another, and a well-needed one at that.
Here, we'll pull one round ahead here of Na'Vi on bind. Nice clutch up from Yampy as well. Again, just playing off kilter a little bit ahead of that Cosmic Divide. Again, Liquid taking the time in a moment where in that round actually it can go either way, right? As soon as Na'Vi find at least a pick onto Scream, and that brings the numbers back favorably, or at least to an even advantage. Again, Link and Yampy takes them time, and Na'Vi finds space elsewhere. They find this early information on B long, Lauren. See straight away now, Cloud hits the rotate.
Yeah, it's that exchange of information. It's like, well, if you're going to keep taking shower presents, well, we're going to take B long. That's how it goes. It's the trade-off. And you're right, it does allow that little bit of a rotation to come in. Soulcast is still building and not too quietly. He wants to show a bit of presence. He wants to keep them present towards that B site if they do go for that A piece. But he's going to re-aggress. SSK isn't afraid. There's no fear from this man. He's bold in the way he plays. Now, already you're going to see, at this point, Liquid have lost control of pretty much every space on the map. Now, they don't know if anything's been retaken by NAVI. They don't know which areas have maybe been explored. Has it been that B long piece? His shower's now already been cleared. But they have to try and play towards somewhere, and it looks like they're leaning back towards B.
Well, Scream will retrieve a weapon, so there's 4 weapons now on the board for Liquid. Dino jump spotting towards Hooker. Probably going to catch that. There you go. We'll spot that out. Now Cloud going to hit the rotate immediately. SSK still posted up. Liquid now come through. SSK will actually draw first blood here. The third, actually, will follow up onto Cryptix.
SSK is so good. This is a huge round from him.
Word.
Give him the closer. Cloud's nabbed it. But SSK, again, look how proactive he was in all of this. He's playing so many of these nuisance positions, right? Let's say he retakes that space. He actually gets that frag, which he did at the very start, which is, again, huge. He's such a problem to clear. They had no split up long because they didn't have that territory. He completely plays within it as they try and cross towards the site. The guy is playing this perfectly. He is the problem player in that one position you're just hoping no one's in. And he's playing it very well. Now, we've tied it up at 4-4. It's 4 apiece. Now, the money, however, we have to look at here, Hypoc, is that Liquid don't have much of it.
No, they don't. Sheriff's coming into this, a judge on the back of Soulcast. Navi, this time it's going to be 3 members to retrieve the orb, at least on B long. And again, information
Get out of my way.
in their favor. The recon bolt for good measure. Yampy going to pop the blade storm, and rotation just about coming through now. It's going to be Cloud. Keep an eye on him on the minimap here, because Liquid, no progress towards A just yet. Soulcast will jump across. Let's control the lamps.
Okay. Now, there's 3 players back site. Now, that Viper's kind of sitting somewhere a little closer. Dinks, he can't do anything at this point. He has to respect that smoke to an extent. Yampy playing ahead of the wall. The spike has gone down. All 5 players towards that CT side, praying for a retake. This is all going to kick off in a split second, but bear in mind the buy is weak from Liquid. It's far from perfect. However, they still have the utility. Yampy shows his hand, and it didn't go well. It's actually a huge denial. SSK's value just continues to build. The man doesn't know how to not win these situations. The Soulcast waits patiently, does find one. I mean, look, Yampy with the judge, but it's Soulcast, and that's Link on the fadeaway. What a shot, couldn't adjust, couldn't control. SSK again still finding some moment in this, but it's Soulcast and Scream, and they're still finding frags. Dinks is an op, it ain't ideal. What can he do to try and displace these players? And that's gonna be the one he needs for the timing. It's dwindled away, and Navi, yes, they may kill all of the opponents, but the round has gone the way of Liquid. And considering the purchase, considering Yampy was found almost instantly, that was huge play between Scream at the end there, and I think it was Soulcast with those sheriffs.
It was, yeah, it comes back. Then actually, it's on the back of Soulcast getting that deep in towards Lamps and stripping that control away from Navi. So, again, the important thing to note is the timing of that round. Navi find that information again. We've talked about it in these other rounds, but the rotation doesn't come through quick enough, and Liquid able to capitalize. You know, whether or not that's a read, and they've actually found... Wait, is SSK is actually tucked behind this wall. Right, it's spots like this. We keep seeing SSK in, where with no Sova, again, that denies the boombot. The boombot comes through, it's not going to spot SSK there. That's actually key.
Yeah. I did wonder how he'd been getting away with that position a couple of times, because you saw Soulcast, you know, falling foul to it, and again, it looks like they've adjusted. Excuse me? Soulcast just executes Arch, and he had no chance to even reply, get a shot through. Dinks taking control towards Shower, though, still going to maintain some map control. Site has been taken by the 4 standing, however, as... Dinks just backhands him. Doesn't even need to click the right mouse button. He's just fine. And now the nade's going to deny the plant. Scream needs this heady. It's the one that he wants. It's the one finally he can't have. Normally known to click him. And Dink stays alive. The TP's taken. No one is there.
Wide open for the taken. Dink's down to 32 HP. SSK and Cloud still at 100. Empress available as well. Cloud actually close enough here. Scream just misses him. Again, noted. Cloud tried to find him. Liquid now. Got to reset. Cryptix will get the heal as well. This spy camp going to be pivotal to their success. He actually gets a tag with it.
Now that's not bad. And still spotting more, but it's Cryptic's waiting now. Has to get gun out and SSK out, does him, but Scream the timing. Does he work this out? He's just played the timing perfectly to get behind Dinks. But the spike, can he stop this plant? The defuse, he's spraying wildly. He didn't get off it in the end. Cloud is there, and it was just not clean for Scream, and that's a sentence I'm not used to saying, honestly. The man is known to be a surgeon in the way he approaches the game, but it just wasn't hitting that time.
I think initially just readjusting on the back and seeing that the headshot, at least through the wall. Unlucky there. Again, Scream trying to reposition to play towards Hooker in that post plant. I think actually initially, you know, Cloud being so far forward, yes, Scream's lucky to get away with it. But I mean, if they double swing that there, they bring it to a 2v2 and ultimately have a much easier time, right, to get set up. At least they don't have to try anything to kind of counteract that advantage that Na'Vi have with an extra man.
Now the money, not looking so pretty. Pinching pennies. Now the close corner has been cleared pretty well so far, but that's mostly with you know, rifles and mad shots. But it is going to be kept in check, but Cloud's got his back. I love the synergy in these kind of positions that keep the cross composed. And Dinks body blocks it, dude. Look, he's been listening to the Lothar tutorials. Don't worry about post plants, I'll body block players. Now at this point, Scream, Link, and Cryptics barely making progress. No one's giving them easy kills. No one's taking individual fights. No one's offering up the headshot, but Scream's had to work harder and still gotten away with more. So don't write it off yet.
Look at us. Again, odds on Liquid aren't going to win this round, but Scream will get his ultimate online. I think with the orbital strike as well, and the showstopper available, so final round.
30 seconds left.
Look very, very juicy for Liquid here. Arch posted up, should find the first. Second comes through from the counter peak. Dinks will find Cryptics and short. Flawless round here from Na'Vi to take us into round 12.
Last round in the half.
And it's been a convincing performance, I'll be honest. It's scoreline a little deceiving in that regard. Na'Vi have looked very comfortable. And proactive as well. Not necessarily in finding these kills, but like I said, on those info gathering plays that they've been making.
One enemy remaining.
And the way they've lent away from showers, where it's been interesting to see them. Again, I credited Liquid on the first map for knowing when to kind of pile on the pressure and when to dial it back. And same could be said here for Na'Vi on A site.
But again, I don't know what to make of, you know, Na'Vi's attacking side. Is this a bad half, a good half? We don't have the full context because these guys are still a relatively new team in that regard. But once again, that position hypoc, you spoke about it, and the value of that wall in combination, SSK gets away with so much. He again offsets the timing they predict, but taking that TP is now going to be a problem. They have the ult coming into clear. There's one incoming back from Cloud. Now that's brilliant from Arch. Finds a quickie on towards Yampy, and now attack towards Arch, and now maybe a send from Soulcast it is. Arch is removed, and Soulcast continues. Prowls further forward, denies Dino, and looks towards Heaven, but no. It's going to be a quick trade out of a bit of a 2-for-2 almost at this point. Looking at it, it's a 3v2 scenario of still players standing, Cryptics, Link, and Scream, and then Dinks and SSK on the play back in. But what are the positions like? How is SSK there?
I don't know. Scream now actually posted up. We'll find Dinks. SSK. Okay, well.
Good trade.
Nearly, yeah. Cryptics with a perfect trade. That one to stomp that out, and we will end up all tied up in the first half.
So let's talk big picture and expectations, right? Let's kind of call this what it is. Na'Vi are still a new team to an extent. They've been doing exceedingly well in the CIS region. This collective has been looking good under this banner. You'd argue they are firmly second place to Gambit as it stands, at least with the results coming through and how they've played thus far. But still, coming into the EMEA, of course, I'd say now looking towards the EU side of things with Liquid, where do we put them in comparison? Is 6-6 actually a good scoreline, or is this maybe an underperformance from Liquid? Is this an overperformance from Na'Vi? I'm finding it really hard to find the balance here.
It is, yeah, and I think if we go off the data we have, I think the last two appearances, Na'Vi have got 4 rounds on attack, combined from 2 appearances. So their pressure's on now. They've got the best possible opportunity to build back into this. That's a quick piece up short, actually, and Yampy try and counterbalance that by pushing through showers, but struggling to find this on Arch. Will finally pick it up, and now Cryptics, Yampy will hold on to showers control.
Soulcast, that could be big. Good damage potentially there, but SSK is the one to get the crown out of it. Finding Cryptix, Yampy. It's, you know, by a gnat's wing at this point, but here comes Scream as well. The damage, the HP, it's been done towards Na'Vi. They are lower than they'd like, and Soulcast still alive, still being a problem. And the only problem still is SSK. Found, dealt with, Link does well, and they keep 3 alive, Spike to be defused, and they get the pistol to begin with on the second half.
That's a problem as well if we're to look at the data we have. And I'm intrigued here to see how Na'Vi approach this, whether or not that pistol round is anything to go by. Very, very quick piece. But again, things fall apart. Liquid able to, again, maintain showers control for as long as they did. That flank can come through. They have 3 different angles of approach there from short, obviously through from spawn and heaven technically, and then showers. So it's difficult for Na'Vi to pull out of that unless they play hyper aggressive.
And the buyback in from Na'Vi. Coming back through with Spectres, light armor, but barely noticeable differences between the two sides. Obviously, the bigger chunk of armor is the main one. And Link, we know this position works well, as does most teams in the EU, however, suffering many a casualty to it. Yampy tested on the corner and fails that one. Cloud claims it, but there's still Cryptix here. Did they see him? I don't believe they did, and the double dink works well. And it's the triple for Cryptix. Very composed, very well contained. And they do manage to at least make it to a second, stringing together 2 rounds now.
So like it's they could have like, yeah, okay, you can control Hooker well, but let's show you what Link can do. Put him in there with a judge every single round for the next 6 rounds and see how you counter it. Because again, how many times have we seen him? And Liquid are happy to lean very, very heavily towards A on the back of that. So have to see here the approach from Na'Vi, because they do have a couple of tools, right? They obviously have Tova and the Raze as well, so 2 different methods to find this early round information. Say that. We're gonna catch sight of 2 players at least here, and one of them is SSK gonna tuck up deep behind that wall. Cloud looking over the top here. Yampy gotta be careful.
Scream. I'm getting nervous when Liquid get a little bit curious, when they start having a little bit of a look, right? So,
well, it is, because
okay so far.
they have to put bodies on the line to find this info, right? They have to find this territory. They have to hold on to it. Again, as soon as this utility is burnt up, it then just becomes, if anything, it leans back in Na'Vi's favor, right? The late rounds, Liquid have nothing to stall them.
Again, anytime anyone goes towards Suka against against Link with that judge, it doesn't tend to go well. Speaking of going well, Scream! Just with the mow down. There it is. Shut down, winded. They get put to bed. No problems here. This is fine. This is good work from Liquid. This is the... I guess what the doctor ordered. Let's call it that, right? They need a solid few, get their bearings, because we know Na'Vi is going to pick up once they get those rifles out, right? Like, this is Liquid enjoying the benefits of not only winning the pistol, but then the buyback in on the second, right? Like, that's just how it goes. So this is lovely. This is an easier bonus round as such, and now you can get towards the big boy weapons, and a more even round begins. And this is where the game becomes scary, right? Because they're going to extend a little. They're going to keep 2 of the Spectres. The Judge for Link, I don't think is too much of a problem. Yampy on the Marshal up against everything now coming out from Na'Vi. No ops coming out, but rifles galore, and SSK taking territory. He wants showers as his own, and he's not really backing away from this.
Link's again curious as to what's on the other side of that smoke, but doesn't take a genius to figure it out. See here if he tries to hold on to that or challenge. Yampy actually pushed all the way in towards Cubby. Actually, Link's going to swing ahead of it. Look at it. Link not afraid to get out even more down and dirty, I should say, with that judge. And he's rewarded for it. Na'Vi lose one early. See how they try to recover from this. Spike still in Marcus. Not committed either way, but looking as if A is the end goal.
This angle, dude. Yampy things. Yampy things. Around that corner, there are plenty of players. He's still standing his ground for so long. He's a dangerous player as Yampy, living life on the edge, and Arch wants to take that space back, desperate for the frag, but he can't get it. And actually, Yampy's been able to get away with murder, and Soulcat's going to capitalize, can at least punish Arch for overstepping. Good trade for SSK, but now we have to look at Liquid trying to keep composure. It's Scream who's got the rifle, wants to deny the spike plant, and he does. Good work from him. Tries to find the timing towards Shower, and he's got it just perfect. The spray betrays him towards SSK, and that's 30 HP in a bit of a danger building, but no. Cryptix keeps everything marching on as Liquid need it to be done. They've maintained here again. A couple of rifles kept over too, so they've done well. Liquid should be in control with the money here at this point.
Absolutely, and in the blink of an eye, sorry, double digits now. Again, Scream able to just swing through, find Dino for free.
One enemy remaining.
Again, this is the sort of things, right? It's these late rounds, it's just that one mistake. When you've only got 20 seconds left on the clock, it's so difficult to recover. So we do have a technical timeout coming through.
Okay.
At least a moment to take a breather here. Let's look at, again, ultimates-wise, Soulcast half progress as a showstopper. Link one off the orbital strike here. So things looking pretty good. Liquid, if we take a look behind the economy, I guess. Obviously, Navi here. I'm going to be throwing Sheriff through, but this is the thing. Again, now with the round score, Navi can't really experiment too much. I mean, what have they achieved so far in terms of gathering this information? They've had some insight towards B early on, but Hooker pretty much removes that possibility, right? Unless it's going to be a full force 3-man push to try and clear him out. I mean, no showstopper online, nothing really. The Hunter's Fury potentially to force Link out of that position, but it's a huge investment just to deal with that one component of Liquid's defense. And the problem is the fact that he's playing so deep in Hooker, it's not as if Navi will get free site entry, right? It buys time for the rotation to come through.
And the thing is that he's done it how many rounds in a row now since they pretty much started. As soon as he could get a judge out, and he's been known for this. The hard fact for Navi is that they're going to have to commit so much utility to just clear that, potentially, because it sets the precedent, right? There used to be the phrase, especially in, like, Call of Duty back in the day, or even in CS to an extent, is, you know, fear of the nade. If you do something, I don't know, 4 times in a row, they're not going to go to the same spot, or they're going to expect it to be there. You don't have to do it that 4th time, because they have to then, you know, commit different utility. They have to kind of give away the game that they're working towards it because of that presence. Now, we are seeing the switch up from Link. He's actually playing towards long this time. Now, I want to see the approach through towards Hookah. How much do they have to commit to clear this? Already the Lear's gone in, the Boombot's gone in. So much utility goes in, and the baits are waiting. There it is. The punish instantly comes out. The ultimate comes in, Link retakes the territory, and it's Cryptix who did find SSK, but now he's postured back up here. So they've used all that utility, 0 clear towards it, and now they have to go back in. Link is unafraid. He's not going to move. He literally does not care. They put so many bodies, 3 bodies in to clear that, and the combination is so good. There's the crunch, and there's the denial of the round. It's shut down, and they still don't know how to deal with it.
It's beautiful. And again, scratch the surface behind something that's so simple as putting a judge in Hooker. It's things like the counter peek from Cryptix on top of that. Again, the TP pinch. Now it's like Navi are like, okay, well, the first time we tried to address it, we got absolutely spanked. We're definitely not going there again now. And it removes such a huge factor in terms of Navi's attack. Now Liquid can lean even heavier on A, right? Well, as I say that, it's actually going to be Yampy potentially swinging B long with this operator here. Actually dashes through.
I like the attempt at it. It looks like there was players on the other side or something kind of indicated for him to fall away, maybe not feeling would stick around, which honestly, you know, a Reyna and a Sova combo, fair enough. I probably wouldn't want to be peeking up against that too readily, but has to fall towards the back of sight. Of course, Link is towards Hookah. They have made progress towards B long, but not much more beyond that. And it looks like Link's going lookabouts as well. He's having a little look towards middle. Doesn't spot anything. We're seeing progress on the extremities. A pretty much default piece, right? You have Astra kind of being the pendulum, swinging either way if needed, if they need support on either side, holding the push-up potentially through the more middle side of things. And Arch actually going to invest the ultimate towards this.
They're trying to get control of triple here. Get this plant down. Soulcast inside, tanking up that decay at least.
Spike drop.
We'll retreat now. Navi try and force the issue here because the spike actually looks like it's heading down short.
3 players present and waiting. One of them being Scream, just a wall away here. He's going to hear the steps. He knows exactly what's on the other side of this, but the timing's going to be everything. And actually, Soulcast has been lost. It's Scream on his own. He's on an island, but he's just kicking back. He's got the mojito in hand. He's loving it. Already Scream there. Lovely work towards 2. Dinks has been punished as well. And all of this planning from NAVI seems to be just being eliminated by Liquid at this point. SSK sitting in the back of the side, but Yampy waiting as well. The divide comes in. And away we go. Soulcast just leans on it. Sees nothing. Sees no one. He's going to have to just post this. Does find Dino. But Archer's position maybe could have had value, but it hasn't.
Way.
The retake could not have been better.
It's just perfect. Scream. Performing miracles outside lamps there. To at least do the damage to Na'Vi before they can comfortably reset. And that's on the back of Cloud, I think, actually finding that first kill, right? You got a kill behind Scream. Somebody swung out from lamps.
Yep.
The response is just perfect. Everything falls into place. Soulcast, I mean, he only needs to find one. The bonus would be Arch so that ultimate falls, but it's just beautifully handled by Liquid. Again, composure. One of the words that sometimes eludes us when we're talking about Liquid, but that there is a prime example.
Truly is. Now, 5 play up long. Liquid have held this together. Impressive play throughout, but it's Scream who's waiting. Right place, potentially right time. Cryptic's by his side, and the bait being drawn in. That's Scream in fine form. 2 quick kills, Cloud and Arch. Dealt with, decimated, and now down to 3. SSK, Dino, Dinks. They've got no territory elsewhere. They almost have to keep pressing this way, and look at the crossfire on the other side. Cryptic's one side, Link on the other. He's still got that judge. He's still waiting for this. Another smoke invested, and away we go. Dinks is going to just pour himself in, and that's how you deal with it, I guess. That's one way. Now, Cryptix has managed to keep himself alive here. They've got to know he was here, though. He was one of the early players spamming away before Scream sprung the trap, but he is kind of at the back of Tube.
There's Nate actually going to go on to default here. Soulcast gets shut down. Yampy will trade out, but Plant initially prevented here.
My camera is destroyed.
Desperately trying to find something on that camera. He will actually find the spike inside there. Doesn't get the second though. SSK. The last hope there to keep Na'Vi alive in this map.
And alive's a strong word. They have not found much success on this side.
Clinging to life.
This is really, yeah, it's you know, about to sign the DNR. This is hard, right? This has not been easy for them at all. There has been nothing really going their way here. They haven't found that way in yet. This has been the first time we've really seen them find much. It was down to a 1v1 at the end. It wasn't a super clean round. They don't have that set piece that's working out. And once again, you know, Link's control is a problem. They've not been able to clear past that A piece. Now the double stack towards Shower. Now Yampy will stand if he must. Gets one shot, backs away, respects the utility coming in. But Na'Vi waiting patiently on the other side for that re-aggress. Hey, it's Yampy. Are you really that surprised he might go back for this? And of course he is, but he's lost the angle on it, and that's a problem. SSK reads the game so well. He predicts Yampy's play to perfection, and now there's problems. They're down the op, they're down the eyes, they're down the aggressive player.
You hear if Na'Vi decide to push a little further on that gap created. Still 3 members though of Liquid towards A site. It's already bodies in the right place. Link comfortably in position. Don't even need to say where it is. Aldrone going to come out of showers here. And Soulcast actually walking towards Cubby. Really the sort of thing that rips this attack apart.
Oh, hold your nerve. Soulcast, he takes
Beautiful.
the fight on the first, and he somehow still gets the 2 to follow. It's all down to SSK and Cloud to try and keep Na'Vi alive. It looks like maybe their lives are pretty much counted. But again, the Spike's position is a problem. Link, I guess, is also in a bit of a tricky spot. But what do they do with this? They've got 18 seconds. They got to get that Spike. They got to do something with it. They just don't seem to have that good read on these players. 12 seconds now. Link closing the gap, but he can't get there in time. So this should be a spike plant with no contest. CT being watched here. And Cryptix tries to do some work. Not going to get it. SSK, wait, no, hello. Okay, Cryptix came on. Now Cloud called upon. And he just has no idea. Link's right behind him. Say hello to Link. He's got this one wrapped up. Team Liquid finally maintain that need to win. They've dragged this further forward. They disallowed Na'Vi to get off the starting blocks in this second half. It's 13-7. It's Liquid with the second